What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And in this video we're going to be making music in FL Studio, which is the best digital audio workstation in the world. If you don't believe me, then just leave. Wow, that is really bright. There's nothing I can do about that, because if I turn it off, look what happens if I turn off this light. It's just completely dark. I'm just a shadow, so I'm done. Okay, so first things first, I think we're going to just make lo-fi chords. Okay, so I've created this patch in Serum, which I'm not entirely sure what exact chords we're going to be playing, but I really like the way it sounds overall as a lo-fi chord, so we're going to be probably using that. Also, my bad if there's a little bit of echo. The mic is here because I don't want to have it here, even though this probably sounds a lot better. I'm getting a boom arm in like the next month, so just bear with me. The sound quality will have improved in about a month's time. So yeah, I'm not really sure what kind of chords we're going to be doing yet, but I have found this sound, and it sounds something like this. Pretty nice lo-fi chord sound, I'd like to think, so we're going to be using that. Now we're also going to be making use of my Akai Fire drum pad FL Studio controller keyboard pad thingy. I don't really know exactly what the term is, but I've had this for at least 2 years, and I haven't really been able to make much use of it because A, I haven't been doing any music production whatsoever that much, and B, I haven't had any desk space, which has changed in the last 2 months because now I have this massive desk that is about a foot smaller than my wingspan still, but it doesn't matter. I also might be getting a new desk. I'm basically just changing stuff up, you know? Okay, where were we? We have our lo-fi chords. Okay, so I've went into the piano roll and I've gotten a little bit of chord-ish things that I like. There's no more than 5 chords in each one of them, and that's only one of them that has 5 chords. The other ones are 7th chords, so they do sound pretty future bassy, but I also think the pitch bend in the chord patch helps with not sounding future bassy and sounding more lo-fi-ish, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Probably doesn't, because most of you were expecting a Minecraft video, but yeah, these are the chords that I've made so far. Now what I think would go really well over the top of that is a reverbed piano type thing. So we're going to get that out of Flex here. We're going to load up a Flex synth. What is that? I don't know what that is. We're going to load up a Flex synth here, and they actually have an Essential Pianos patch library. So we're going to look through that and find a nice crispy piano that we like. A nice spicy piano. Okay, so I think the Stage Grand Light is going to sound really good for higher up notes, and we can always route this to a mixer track and actually EQ out the lows so it doesn't get muddy and it sounds super clean. We were going to need to do that anyway because we were going to add a reverb to it, and then it's just boost the wet and decay, and it should sound really crispy. So yeah, we might either copy over these chords, record them into Edison, and then we'll sort of pitch bend them, or we could just keep them as they are. I'll try both of those strategies out, and then we'll get sort of a lead piano sound that plays over the top of the Stage Grand Light to make it sound super clean. First thing I'm noticing is that these chords actually have a little clicky sound whenever they start, so we can change that by adding a little bit of envelope to attack, and instead of attacking the volume, we're going to attack the filter. So we're just going to put a little bit of up automation on the filter to make it sound sort of wow. Then we can just like change up how the automation actually looks on screen. We'll add a little bit of resonance to make sure that it's easy to tell where exactly the cutoff point is. And that way they sort of fade in, but not necessarily with volume, and more so just the high cut. Now with the Stage Grand Light, it actually does sound like these have a really high amount of transient, so we could remove that by recording it in, but I think what we're going to do is instead just turn this into a lead patch and maybe make another chord synth in Serum, since the piano doesn't really work for the chords. So what exact lead are we going to do? Well, I honestly have no idea. So we're just going to get the controller here, which is now set to piano roll mode, and we're going to try to play something, but I don't know what that is exactly. Okay, I think I found something that sounds pretty okay. So it's these notes right here, and then we go down a little bit on the second chord that is this. So I think we're just going to use those notes here and play something weird with that. So we'll just record notes and automation, and then we'll try to record that in. Okay, so I messed up one of the notes. I did not mean to click that, but we can just transpose that down, and then we'll just quantize this to make it sound not absolutely certified garbage. We're gonna make the drums now is basically what I'm saying. So we'll just go into my sample library here, and we're just gonna drag in all of these lo-fi samples and pick out the ones that sound really good and make a sort of drum pattern with those. We're also gonna turn on the step sequence mode so that it doesn't look like absolute garbage. So we're gonna play it out on the Akai Fire, and then we're gonna draw it in using our mouse here because I don't really feel like having to play everything live. It's just kind of annoying. So we'll load up an FPC and just play the drums on here in drum mode. Okay, so I found a drum loop I like, and then we're just gonna record that in using the FL Studio Record Notes and Automation tool. Okay, so we've recorded in our drums, and these are absolutely not quantized. This, I'm pretty sure I played in at least good enough time so we can quantize those, but there's also the notes that are stragglers and are absolutely bad. We'll draw in 7 notes here. I think that's 8. Okay, this is 7 notes here, and we'll just shorten these. We'll make them all the right size, and we'll just shorten them into 1/4 bar. Then we'll just cut these, and it should sound a lot better, so we can just duplicate this over. Okay, so now that we've finished up with our drums and the hi-hats, we're gonna play those on top of the chords, but we're not actually going to play the melody because that's still offbeat, because I haven't changed that because I'm still too lazy to do that. So yeah, these are our drums and the chords played together. Now we can go into our stage ground light and finally quantize this to the beat. Now what we're gonna do is literally just load the lo-fi hits into the playlist so we have it just as a texture in the background. We'll normalize that and bring it down quite a bit, and then we can route it to another mixer track and just cut it down a little bit in frequency so it doesn't muddy up the mix at all. So if you're wondering what that exactly sounds like, it's just this. And we'll just duplicate that so that it fills up the texture completely and shorten it down to the loop length. Now what I was thinking we could do is add a sort of counter melody or extra notes to the melody in the second loop of it. So we'll just drag that over. We'll cut out pattern 1 the first time, and we'll go into pattern 1, paste in our original piano roll into the stage ground light, and then we'll just play in some secondary notes and cut out the original ones. Okay, I went ahead and added the secondary notes, so just the sort of counter melody. It's not actually that many notes, but it took me surprisingly 8 minutes to actually put in, which I feel like is actually kind of pathetic. So in the exactly 30 minutes I've spent recording this video before editing it and adding B-roll or whatever, this is exactly what we've ended up with. I like how it turned out. I don't know if it turned out as good as I might have wanted it to. I went ahead and added all of the extra effects and like white noise and automations and stuff off camera, and I made a little bit of a beat out of it, so let's take a listen to that. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this sort of different style of video. Let me know if you did down in the comments below, and I will maybe try to do another one. Smash the like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.